synaptic. But now remember, this could be muscle, gland, or another neuron. Okay? In the case of some neurotransmitters, they have to control their release. Yes, the actual neurotransmitter needs to control its own release. So what we're going to see, for example, norepinephrine. It will attach to the presynaptic terminal as well as the post. Let me think here for a second. Under normal circumstances, if my pre is releasing something, shouldn't the pre be getting attached to receptors? In this case right here, this is a neurotransmitter. Is it necessarily a neurotransmitter that is always good for the body? No. Why? What does it make the body do? It increases heart rate, increases breathing rate, it affects blood pressure, blood flow. It's this whole fight or flight thing, okay? If it got continuously released, this would always be stimulated, and in the case of the release, there's got to be some type of control, or else you're just going to be one anxious, walking around all over the place, okay? So what it'll do, it'll actually go back and attach to the pre, basically telling the presynapse, stop. Don't release any more of this epinephrine. These cells are basically excited enough. All right? It's a way that the nervous system can work to control the release of some of these substances. In some cases, this is bad. All right? Now, like I said, we are going to say that their release is excitatory or inhibitory. We're going to look more into this in part 2, but I want you to understand what's happening with these neurons. Well, I mentioned GABA. It's thought to be inhibitory because the goal stops that signal that's making all that tingling occur. Okay? In reality, it's damaged nerves. Okay? When somebody has that type of neuropathy, chances are their nerves are damaged. Okay? Now, in the case of being excitatory, all right, they are said to be cholinergic. Think about the term acetylcholine. Cholinergic. They're just using a play on words. And with acetylcholine, associate that with the skeletal muscle, because that is the major area for it. And therefore, it's excitatory, and we're going to say that these are cholinergic. They're going to be excitatory, but we'll get more into that in part 2. Now, what can happen when those chemicals get released at the area of the synapse? Well, we have to make sure that those chemicals from the presynaptic neuron, first first of all, we got to make sure that they don't just simply keep getting released, and we got to make sure that there is some type of receptor control on the post. So, we got a couple issues. If the chemicals across the synapse are not correct, all right? I don't know. Let's say that either there's too much release, not enough, maybe the receptor is working or it's not. What kind of issues can this lead to? Now remember, we get the synapse at the area of a muscle, a gland, or another neuron. What types of issues could we run into if chemical release is not controlled? Muscles may contract or not contract.
Uncontrollable.
It could be uncontrollable. Is my peripheral nervous system the only nervous system I have? What else do I have, Corey? I got my central nervous system. Can anything go wrong within the brain and the spinal cord? Nicole will teach you. Like what? How about bipolar, schizophrenia, depression?
Chemical thoughts. Nervousness or crossing the brain membrane.
Yeah. We're going to find that it's not just going to be a physical problem that can be the result. It can be a mental problem also. Okay? Because this is what happens when there's stuff such as depression, bipolar, schizophrenia, any kind of psychotic episode. Alright? It can even come down to, and also can I talk about the testosterone and estrogen? Mainly because, okay, so one of my favorite shows I used to watch was House. Okay? Anybody watch House? Okay? Yay. All right. I'm feeling old, but okay, not as much older anymore. And, you know, the other types of shows I like to watch are like the Law and Order, CSI, stuff like that. Okay? Go figure, right? So, you know, you gotta have stuff getting blown up and everything. Now, one of the shows, was it yesterday? It was one day this week, and the girl was having what the problem was, her, I think she had like polycystic ovary syndrome, and therefore the release of like estrogens and stuff was not proper in her body, and it was actually causing her to have psychoses, where she was thinking that this guy loved her, and that he would he would have these conversations, and would tell her, okay, you know, you need to kill this girl because she flirted with me or whatever. So, you know, basically come down, you know, to my little Law and Order thing, coming down to, okay, well, just, you know, psychotic break. So, once again, though, related to endocrine nervous. So we have to have proper controls of these substances. So, what we find with our nervous system, it's going to have a lot of ways that it can make sure that there is control of the substances and receptors. So when you look at a neuron, body, dendrite, axon, my terminal end. What we find is there are so many connections. All right? Up here at my dendrite, I can have thousands upon thousands upon thousands upon thousands of terminal ends from other neurons. I got neuron, 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 neuron. Do you see where I'm going with this? The neurons, the terminal ends, could actually come in and do something like that. Connect to an axon. Okay? So, the structure of these axons, it's doing everything it can to make sure that we control the release. Alright? So, we're going to find that we can have axonic synapses. Is everybody with me on the text structure? We can have dendritic, okay? One will always be considered presynaptic, one will always be considered postsynaptic, and they can release the chemical that is needed. They can release chemicals that will modulate. What does it mean to modulate? Think of a J. Let's get into, did they call it the neuromodulator? No, that was Bugs Bunny. That was Bugs Bunny with the little dude that had like the little spaceship helmet thing on, and he would be like, okay, let's go and do the neuromodulator. Okay, so Bugs Bunny, right? Okay. Love Bugs Bunny. Every Saturday morning, that's where we look. But anyway, okay. Neuromodulators. This is something that, of course, we have because they will help to modulate the neuron. The method, what is it that we need that neuron to do? Okay, one of the things that we've talked about to this point, muscle fiber, acetylcholine. In the case of the muscle fiber with acetylcholine into the synapse, okay, how did I make sure that that just didn't stay in the synapse? Do what? Now, calcium is going to help that fiber make sure that we transmit that potential. But if I don't want acetylcholine to remain in there, acetylcholinesterase, that broke it down. And do you guys remember the acetyl portion, which was like vinegar, simply just gets dispersed into the bloodstream and leaves the body. Okay? But the choline had to move back, that little choline portion. Oh, great. You were thinking about the calcium here. Yes, calcium has to be present for it to get released. Now, the acetylcholine, the acetyl portion will just simply go off, okay? But choline had to move back into my presynaptic so that we could use it again. So, I get help because I have acetylcholinesterase, a modulator. Oh, I'm going to have it in my head all right now. Anyway, you can tell my hubby. I'm down another way. Okay, so, norepinephrine.